Hi everyone, Coach Andrey is here with the Cave Parkour. I'm going to teach you how to do 180 back shoulder roll. But before we get into that, the prerequisite is to learn a back shoulder roll. We're going to cover front shoulder roll, back shoulder roll, and after 180 shoulder roll. Here's the warm-up we're going to go through. I'm going to do some wrist rocks, fingers pointing towards the knees, couple of these. 5 to 10 is good. Afterwards, fingers pointing away from the knees, then fingers pointing towards each other, and back of the wrist. 5 to 10. Check it off. Wrist push-ups. Back of the wrist to fist. Knuckle push-ups, hinging only at the knuckles. Fist rocks. Fingertip push-up. Check it off. Moving on to the shoulder warm-up. Circles. And going forward. High crab rocks. Do a couple with fingers pointing away from the heels and a couple fingers pointing towards the heels. Next one is bare elbow floor taps. Elbow down and then go up. If that's too much weight, drop the knees down and do 5 to 10 of these on each side. Warming up the spine next, we're going to do some waves, going through 2 positions. The seal, going down, touch the floor with the chin, back up, round the spine into the tuck, and back. 5 to 10 reps. Next, crab bridge. You're gonna turn one arm outward as much as you can. Reach with the other one. Go as far as this. Switch. If you can't go all the way into the bridge, plow pancake. And reach back and forth 5 to 10 reps. Pancake rainbows. Moving on to practicing shoulder roll. Drill 1 is practicing exits. We've got 3 exits. 1 is tuck. Both legs are tucked. 2 is single leg tuck. And 3 is step through. Each exit is used for a specific situation. We're gonna practice the single leg tuck. The details of this is when you come up, put weight onto the arms into this box. The ankles are going to be on one line, having some space between them. When coming up, the shin is going to be vertical. Practice both sides, back to back like so. When practicing the exits, it's a good idea to go on a hard surface and practice just enough lean to the side to avoid the hip bone right here on the side and the back hip bone on the back. Those are the 2 areas that often get bruised when doing shoulder rolls on a hard surface. So you want to have just enough of a lean to roll between them on the soft tissue. You're gonna rock back and forward on the hard surface and experiment and feel where is too much of a lean to the side and where is not enough lean to the side, and that's gonna make the shoulder roll a lot smoother and not as risky. Drill 2 is armless shoulder roll. You're going to put your shoulder on the floor, push with both legs, go up and over. Be sure that your chest gets close to the thighs so that the weight transfer onto the shoulder is gradual and not fast, like so. Versus now. I'm going to straighten the knees. In other words, push with legs. That's going to lift my knees off the floor. My butt goes up and over the shoulder, not around the shoulder. Come up into the exit we practiced, single leg tuck. If you're going over the right shoulder, you will tuck the opposite side, which is the left. The other detail is to tuck the head in. If the head is out too much, it's going to be in the way of the roll. Tuck the head enough so it's out of the way. Coming back, put your feet down, drop the knees to take the weight there, then put your hips that way, and that will transfer the weight into the knees, off the shoulder, gradually, and then stand up. And we're gonna do the other side. Head is to the side. And back. Drop the knees. Transfer the weight onto the knees by moving the hips that way. And come up. Drill 3. Lunge, foot grab, shoulder roll. For this one, you can do it slowly by including the knee. As in, when you're gonna go forward, your elbow goes down, and almost at the same time the knee, then the shoulder, and after, to transfer the weight over, I bring this leg up, holding onto the foot, into the exit with a single leg tuck, and then reverse. And remember, the knee goes down for now. That's the start. Use this hand to help you come up, still holding onto the foot. When doing it with speed, the knee is going to be skipped. You're going to go from the elbow to the back of the shoulder and to the rest of the back. Be sure that your knee is on the outside of the arm, not on the inside where it gets in the way. Coming back is hard, so be sure that you have plenty of speed to come up. Be prepared to push with the elbow into the floor to help coming back up into this position, as well as this hand right here. It's a good drill to do to maintain the shape throughout the practice. Just expect that going backwards is going to be harder. Drill 4 is doing a shoulder roll from the kneeling position. You're going to go hands, placing them like so together, elbow, then push with both legs at the same time. That's going to lift the knees off the floor. Tuck the head to the side. Do the exit and then reverse. Once you got that down, try it with knees off the floor, which means coming down to the elbow is going to be harder. You're going to have to put more effort because there's more weight that you're carrying down. And then from here, push, go over. Going back, be sure to prepare your forearm to be down and taking the weight. Notice how I'm rolling on the forearm to go from the back of the hand to the palm. Here, push, and this is the roll. If it's hard to come up, if you didn't get enough speed, drop the knees to the floor to transfer the weight onto them, off the arms, continue bending the knees, and then straighten the arms and come up into the position. Notice I straddle the legs, and that is for the counterbalance. If my legs are together, I'm more likely to fall to the side. either to the right or to the left. More likely to the right because that's the side that's down. If you're rolling to the side but your intention is to go straight forward, it's more likely that you're positioning the elbow like this, which makes you roll that direction. Be sure that the form is being placed this way, that way you'll roll straight forward. It's just like a wheel. This is the bottom of the wheel, and that's the direction you're gonna go. When practicing the shoulder roll from standing, from a squat, from different positions, remember to not kick the back leg so hard where your back becomes flat. You want to keep your back round. If my legs are apart, I'm not going to go up here into essentially a handstand. I'm going to keep it low and roll. In addition to that, also if you are to do a dive shoulder roll through an opening, if you kick the back leg too high, you're gonna hit the top frame of that opening. For the 180 back shoulder roll, here are a couple drills that can help you learn it. Number one is using a block as high as this. You can definitely use a parkour couch if you've got one. So this is how it goes. This is the mid position. My forehead is touching. My forearms are also touching the floor. From here, I'm going to transfer the weight onto the shoulder. Bring one leg off, then the other one, and roll out. Same thing in reverse. Going down, preparing the forearm to push into the floor. Then I'm going to drive the hips open, placing my thighs on top, turning over. This is the hard part. Without much momentum from the dead position, it takes strength and a lot of effort to get here. So you can cheat and arch a bit like this. Eventually, you do want to have your forehead touching the floor. But for now, you can just do this. Thighs are on the box. Go over. Bring the weight of this leg over so that the weight transferred onto my shoulder. Candlestick. And roll out. You can just work on this portion. And back. With momentum, it's a lot easier to transfer into this position. Right now, notice that I am a lot higher at my thighs, so more weight is on the edge of the block. So that helps me also. If I shift over this way, the weight is transferred onto the forearms, so that takes more strength to carry over. Candlestick, roll out. Come up, have the thighs on top, forehead touching, drop down to the shoulder, and exit. Drill 2 is to do same exact practice, but with higher elevation. Drill 3 is to use the wall. If you're closer, you'll be more vertical, and that's going to pour a lot more weight into the arm, so that's going to be harder. Eventually, that's what we want, but for the time when you're learning, you can be a bit further away to have way less weight on your arms. Makes it way easier. Notice I'm not using my forehead, just my forearms. Now I'm gonna start using it gradually and adding more speed in my hip extension. Keeping the legs together will help increase the speed of the roll. of the spin. Gradually from this, you're going to get closer to the wall, barely having any weight on the wall. And once you feel confident with the move overall, then make an attempt doing it on the floor without any assistance. That is it. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Stay tuned for more.